This episode is sponsored by Once Upon a Galaxy. It's a new card game that I'm having a delightful time with. You can download it right now for free on Steam or mobile at kindafunny.com/galaxy.
This episode is sponsored by Arc Raiders, where you and your squad can explore future Earth and brave killer robots to secure the best loot on the planet. Arc Raiders is available now for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC. Today, in the nerdy news you need to know about, Sony and Tencent have resolved their issues over that Horizon clone. Exodus studio head has stepped down, and Todd Howard says Fallout 5 will be affected by the show. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Thursday, December 18th, 2025. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the taste maker, Roger Picorni.
Yeah, you fired me, kicked me out off of Kinda Funny for a while now.
How much do you love that joke continues? You were
it was great.
You're still getting it.
It was great. I think I don't know how many times have you said it on content. Was it just like once or twice?
I feel like it was really there was one day or one show, so maybe it was like a Games Daily into a Games cast where
but
I kept saying it.
Knowing us, it's snowballed.
Yeah, but
see, the audience runs with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They're the ones who are really to be blamed here as I look into the chat.
Yeah,
they're the ones to
we
blame.
plant the seed and they water it.
Yes.
And then when the little Audrey 2 gets out of control, I'm blamed for everything. You know what I mean?
But I'm back, everybody. Don't you worry about it.
back.
I'm back from
for how long?
suspension. From going to New York. But I'm feeling good, Greg. I'm excited. I'm excited to see the holiday version of Kinda Funny Games Daily. I'm getting ready for the holidays.
I mean, it's been running for 18 days.
Huh?
Been running for
I don't watch until I'm on content. Until I'm on content, I don't watch this content. Any content
I
at all.
appreciate it. Well, you're also using the skip button.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going
I'll
15
tell you what.
seconds in the oh, shit.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like, I get it that, like, oh my God, an advertisement, an intro, the rigmarole goes too long. I understand these things, right? But then when I actually had to start commuting again after 2020, after the COVIDs and all that jazz, and I started listening to my other favorite podcasters, and I was like, the amount of ads everybody else puts in their shows, and then our own shit.
Yeah.
Where it is like, oh, I've heard Mike tell this story. And I just, I tap the screen and there's the chapter breakdown because of the time code. And I skip to the first, I'm like, man, y'all got too much to complain about when you're complaining about this.
It's
There's
super
other
easy.
things to get it twisted
You just
about.
press it. I have the
this.
button on my
30-second button.
Yeah, in the car, and I'm just smashing
Yeah,
that all the time.
As always, if you didn't know, the Kind of Funny policy is the audience is always wrong. So I'm just letting you know, of course. Now, Omega Buster says Greg Miller at 5x speed. I don't play with that.
That's nuts.
The people, even the 2x speed,
No.
the 1.5, I don't do that. I can't do that.
I do it
I'm here for the conversation.
I do it for like a YouTube video if it's like a tutorial. You know what I mean? If I really need to get the information and I know kind of the baseline.
Inevitably, I do that, and then I miss something, and I have to rewind.
Oh, really?
Whenever I'm trying to do something with the Steam Deck or something in the background.
I think it's just our generation. My generation is just built on
I
that.
believe. You're the Subway Surfers at the bottom generation. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, I'm listening to the audiobook, and I stop to think of what I want for dinner, and in 15 minutes, I don't know what's happened. I got to rewind the book. I can't multitask. So
But
that's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Because I am the worst multitasker.
Really?
To a point. Like, you've seen me in meetings. We're in a meeting. I'm like, Joey, please Slack me about something. I'm going to forget about that. I'll never remember that. I tell you to do. You have the conversation with me. I'm making a cup of coffee. I'm like, you got to Slack me about getting the codes. I'm never
How much is the slacking helping you, though?
I leave them unread or I put on notifications.
Oh.
I live and die by Slack. So it's like, if I see the number there, I go to it right away to see what's
You're
up.
not like a notification, like reminder person on your phone. You're not telling Siri to do it
as much
for
as
you?
I like the Apple ecosystem, the reminders I don't use appropriately, apparently, where I'm like, remind me of this at 6 o'clock. And it's like, yeah, you got it. And then it just puts in there like thing at 6 o'clock, and then I never get it. Never alarm. So like when I need, like last night, I left a whole bunch of peaches in my car. I said, hey, hey thing. I'm
Hey
like,
thing.
I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah,
today.
you don't want to
set an alarm labeled car at 8:45 or whatever. That way, the alarm would go off at 8:45. I would know to get the thing.
Yeah,
it went off, and I was like, I'm too tired. I'm not getting it. The peaches are still in the car. You know what I mean?
Are they fine?
Huh?
Are the peaches fine?
Oh,
Why
yeah,
do you have so many peaches?
It's a joke gift for Jen for Christmas. Nobody blow it up. Nobody
Okay.
tell it, you know what I mean? Because whenever we go to Costco, she always sees this giant
Thing of
peaches
peaches.
and syrup,
Okay.
like that glass, like it looks nice. She always makes fun of it. I'm like, I'm gonna get that for Christmas.
Okay,
So I
that's
got
nice,
that for her.
that's nice.
Got a bunch of spaghetti back there too.
Is that part of the gift?
No, we just did spaghetti. You know what I mean? We went to Costco over the weekend and we ran out of spaghetti.
Yeah, now you just got a bunch of spaghetti in the
got
back.
it there. You know what I mean? I got it all done.
Exciting.
Of course, everybody, this isn't kind of spaghetti. You know, that even what the show's called. Kind of Funny Spaghetti Daily.
That's next year.
Funny.
That's for Kind of Funny Day next year.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
Don't spoilers for the chat. This is Kind of Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through the nerdy video game news you need to know about live on YouTube.com/kindoffunnygames, Twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, podcast services around the globe. If you like that, we'd love you to pick up a Kind of Funny membership. Patreon.com/kindoffunny, YouTube.com/kindoffunnygames, Apple, Spotify. You toss us some bucks. We toss you everything we do ad-free on the daily. Of course, you'd also get your daily dose of me, Greg Miller, in a series we call Gregway, and Good Karma for supporting an 11-person small business. All about live talk shows. Of course, you should be watching us live if you are. YouTube Super Chat, youtube.com/kindoffunnygames to be part of the show with your thoughts on the stories, with whatever's going on. Arturotron Robo Bartender says, birthday tax. Happy birthday. That's
Happy
how
birthday.
easy it is. You know what I mean? The Portland Kevin says, last week I released my latest episode of PlayStation Plus Game Club. This one was about blueprints, thanks to Gary Scott and Jordan Vickers on the show. There you go.
Wow.
Free advertisement for you right there. Well, not free. I guess you paid for it. Joke's on me. Anyways, that's how you do it. If you got no bucks, toss your way, like, subscribe, share, ring the bell. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime, and you have a free 30-day subscription to give away. We'd love it to be us, even if you don't use Twitch ever. Housekeeping for you. Celebrate the end of My Hero Academia with Mike and Barrett as they watch the entire final season live for the first time this Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific, live only on twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames. That's exciting.
This is very exciting. This is going to be very emotional. I've seen a lot of my friends be very emotional about this ending, so I'm excited to see it live on Snowbike Mike's
When
face.
you look at this promo art, do you think Mike's got a small head or Barrett's got a big head?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Somewhere in the middle.
When Roger sent this in, I was like, oh, those ratios are
Yeah,
way
you know,
off.
I've been doing a lot. You know what I mean?
It also looks like Barrett is a great teacher, or he's won some kind of local PTA award, and this is Mike's mugshot. Mike got arrested for drunk driving last night. And This is his shot at 1:30 in the morning.
That's how we'll feel on the streams.
How Barrett? I of course am not into the anime, and I have not.
We tried our hardest.
You did, and I appreciate that for you. But again, it's just me watching stuff doesn't stick. Period.
Yeah.
How long? How many episodes? What's going? The entire
This
season?
is a shorter season, which
Okay.
I knew. So when we announced this on Kind of Funny Day at the beginning of this year, I was like, this is, it's going to be like roughly a 4-hour commitment. It's not going to be crazy. It's not going to be a whole 23 episode season. It's 11 episodes. Mike has no idea how the story ends, which I'm very excited to be there in person to watch him react to it all live. I have not watched the final season, but obviously I've read the manga, so I know where it's all going to go.
Gotcha.
But my reaction is going to be more so like how they adapted all
Sure.
the voice acting, the music, and all this stuff. And then we will also be joined by a true rare appearance, my partner in crime for life, Alyssa. Who is also a big fan
Very
and
excited
has
for that.
been
Exciting.
upset with me with this stream because she's like, I just want to watch it
Can
week
I
to
watch it?
week.
You're like, no,
God
you
damn
gotta-
it!
no, you can't watch
and
it.
I
You
was
can't
like,
watch
no, you should join us for this. And so she is relieved to finally watch these final 11 episodes this Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, Leanne was very excited for Silent Hill F as well, so she asked me the same thing. She was like, "Hey, for your stream, can I just be there?" And I said, "No, like you don't want to see what Mike and I are going to get
No,
after.
you
You
don't wanna see the
don't.
outfit.
You don't
Or
want to
did
be.
she?
You don't want to be near that. You don't want to be near that at
A
all."
stream with me is going to be much more normal than that. So that's why I invited Alyssa.
But you do have mics.
Yeah,
so
you don't know
there
what he's
will be an
gonna do.
Outback order and an argument about this and whatever.
Yeah, you will
Yeah.
have to order food for an hour and a half.
Well, that's the thing. Like Alyssa requested Jollibee, and I feel like already Mike is going to be uptight
He's
about
going to
that.
be uptight.
But it's the
So-
thing, her doing it, he'll do the thing where he's like, yeah, and then he'll get it and he won't eat it and he'll quietly order another
A
thing.
pizza, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, we're an 11-person business, all about live talk shows. Today, after the Kind of Funny Gamescast, you're going to get after Kind of Funny Games Daily, you're going to get the Gamescast. It's Game of the Year 2025, our final check-in. Myself, Blessing, and Mike talking about where
Exciting.
we are right now in the hunt for Game of the Year. After Gamescast, it's in review. Avatar. There's a new Avatar out.
Yeah.
Everybody saw it like
You watched
3
it this
weeks
weekend?
ago. Oh, fuck no.
Yeah.
Fuck
You
no.
want to come with me? You want to hang out?
No,
Saturday?
I love to hang out with you.
You want to
Let's
watch
not do that.
3 hour and 20 minutes of Avatar? Mike?
No.
7 p.m.
I fucking
Cinemark?
will never forgive them for trying to make 3D a thing, and it worked.
Yeah, but
Fucking
like,
James Cameron, just make more Terminators. That's all you need to make.
get some cool
And then
contacts.
they're like, well, we're gonna put 4 different Avengers trailers, and out of spite, I'm gonna fucking TikTok the shit out of those. Fuck you.
I've already seen them. I've
I've only seen the one.
Well, I think that there's another one. The second one is already out there. That also might just be AI.
I went to lunch with Tim, and he was like, "Do you know?" And I was like, "I watched the one. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys."
Yeah.
And he's like, "All right, yeah, that's the only official one out. That's out. The synopsis for the other one is official, and then this thing from that thing is." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I was just waiting."
I'm so over this.
Yeah. I'm not over it, but it's like I don't need to follow it that way.
I don't need to go to the theater. I remember going to the theater for Robots to see the Star Wars Episode 3 trailer beforehand.
Yeah.
But like that time's over.
See, I'm so old. I remember when people went to see Meet Joe Black just to see Episode 1's trailer.
Sick.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
see
the only reason you went to go see Robots?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then we missed it. We were late, so we just watched Robots. It was fire. It was a good movie.
Yeah,
had a good time with it. But yeah, I was late.
Dash KTW says Greg hates everything that isn't some boomer shit like Superman or Ghostbusters.
Avatar is also boomer
Superman
shit.
is more current than ever.
Let's also be honest.
I got 3 fucking movies. You get shut up. The Ghostbusters.
You get shut up.
You shut up. Ghostbusters thing you got me dead to rights on. Then the stream is going to be a sponsored 5-hour Energy Outer Worlds 2 race. And then we have another stream with the one, the only Jack Patillo in office to talk about The Last Caretaker. If you're a Kind of Funny member, today's Gregway is going to be great. I was listening to a great video I'll talk about later in the show. Thank you. Well, that's why I didn't do Gregway yet.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'll do a live one. Maybe I'll do that during an review. I like doing those.
Yeah.
Thank you to our Patreon producers, Carl Jacob, Omega Buster, and Delaney the Psalm 20. For now, let's begin the show with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. Time for some news. 7 items on the Roper Report.
Becker's Dozen.
Now, Allie just wants to fight with me, but it's not going to work. Unpopular hot take. Ghostbusters is massively overrated. Here's what I would say. I would think it's rated appropriately. It's just there's a bunch of psychopaths like me that have built their lives around it. And like, I'm not so in the sauce of Ghostbusters that I look around and like, it's this popular still? We're still dressing up and like
it's also a generational thing, right? Where I was at the grocery store and I saw a kid wearing the whole Ghostbusters thing, and my first thought wasn't, oh my god, that kid loves Ghostbusters. My first thought was, man, his father loves Ghostbusters, and now this kid loves Ghostbusters because of that.
100%.
Yeah. It's a curse.
Generational curse. Is it a curse or a virus? We're just going to keep spreading so everybody always sees it. Number 1. Tencent's Horizon clone has been pulled from stores as Sony settles lawsuit. This is Andy Robinson at The Verge. Sony has settled its dispute over the upcoming Tencent game, Light of, and I always get this right, Motiram? Do the Andy thing where he makes fun of me, Motiram? Which is accused of being a slavish clone of Horizon series. According to court docs filed this week via the Game Post, the 2 companies have reached a confidential settlement, and it appears that the game has also been delisted from Steam and Epic Games Store. According to this week's filing, Sony and Tencent have now jointly asked the court to dismiss the case after a confidential settlement was agreed. The lawsuit will be dismissed with prejudice, which means that the case will be closed and cannot be brought back to court later. Notably, at the same time the court filing appearing, the Light Project pages on both Steam and Epic Games Store were removed, potentially suggesting that Tencent could be making changes to the game.
They got to be making a lot of changes to that game, huh?
Do they? Or does Sony just go, you've come this far, fine, fuck it, give us 90% of the profits in here.
Oh,
you
think
the Horizon
so?
No, I don't.
No.
But I mean,
because they got so much going on with the Horizon license and, with their other, potential multiplayer game and everything. There has to be some type of reworking. Or maybe this game is just dead. Maybe that's what this is. Maybe this is just Tencent looking at them and being like, okay, let's just call this even. We're going to close this game out. We'll give you X amount of money, and we're just going to take this as a big L on the taxes.
Yeah. How deep are you into it? What could you rework it into? And then, what is the agreement? We'll never know. But it will be interesting to see if this reboots or comes out somewhere else. You say there's so much going on with Horizon. Do you still believe we're getting that Horizon Guerrilla multiplayer game? And before the chat pops off, I know Guerrilla has said as much that they're working on it, but we also know that PlayStation has drastically changed in the last 18 to 20 months. Let's talk for a second as adults.
Let's talk about like adults.
You know what I mean? And also, I'm trying to Google it right now. What's the Horizon Steel Frontiers?
That's the mobile one?
Yeah, the new MMO RPG from NCSoft and Guerrilla, PC and mobile, right?
Yeah.
Or is it just it's mobile too? Okay.
I think so. We're so deep in this, and also again, we are trying to make Horizon a thing. And I think that this is a huge part of this. I think that's the reason why they came after this Tencent game so fast and so furious, because they see the potential in making a Horizon multiplayer video game that is like a Monster Hunter, that is something that you and your friends can hop into and enjoy this world. So yeah, I do think that game comes out. Of course, we can now talk about, will that game actually be successful? Does it have the Horizon, franchise have the legs? We've tried doing the Lego game. We've tried, doing the Lego sets. I don't know. But
Jay Dublin in the chat says PlayStation can't afford to tell their diehard fans that they're canceling yet another first-party game.
That's also true.
I go the opposite way. Can Sony tell their diehard fans they're making another game they don't want? And I'm not saying, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Guerrilla, incredibly talented studio. We know we like monster hunting, and so a co-op, I forget if they've actually detailed what it is or if it's all rumors and leaks. A co-op, 3-person, whatever, Horizon where I'm hunting, that could be really cool, but I'm also not jonesing for that. Now, I'm one fan. There's a million other ones in there.
Sure.
PlayStation has taken so many licks right now on just trying to get any live service product out.
I agree with that. I get where you're coming from, but also a lot of that was them trying to create new things, right? Create new IPs that just are not going to work, right?
Sure.
Like Fair Games is not going to work. We don't know, but I don't think it's going to work. Concord definitely didn't work.
I'll save you the trouble. You're never going to see Fair Games, so don't worry about that. You're never going to see Fair Games.
So, but then you have the Horizon IP, and I think especially if you have that on PlayStation and PC the same time, with that whole situation, there's a way that works, and I don't think that that's going to be as negatively received, and especially if you say, hey, also, we're clearly doing another Horizon single-player video game. This is not in place of that.
2's ending was so terrible,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the ending of it.
Can't stand we're doing a trilogy, so the second one can have a shitty ending.
That's what every single, trilogy goes for now at this point.
True.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But either way, I think that this is there is hope going forward. It's for the Horizon franchise and this multiplayer game. I wouldn't write it off so fast.
I just wonder, you know what I mean? Again, as we see so many shifting sands over there, of course, this week on the marathon news that is coming in March for $40. Like, okay, cool. Let's see what we get when we get there. Yeah, not much to dive into on this. The report here of Tencent and PlayStation settling because, of course, we all saw that game and said, holy fuck, they're just ripping off Horizon. So
yeah, my first instinct was, it can't be that bad. And you watch it, oh shit, this is really bad. This is insane that
where
happened.
It needs to be. Okay, well, fair enough on that one. Let's move to story number 2. Exodus's studio head steps down. This is the Schreier guy, Jason Schreier at Bloomberg. Hasbro Incorporated, the toy and gaming company, is bringing in a new executive to lead expanding video game effort under its Wizards of the Coast label. Blizzard veteran and Dreamhaven Incorporated co-founder Paul Della Bitta. I got it. Yeah, that's a good name. Paul Della Bitta.
That's fine.
I like that. Will take over the Wizards of the Coast Digital Ventures division under Wizards president John Haidt, also a Blizzard veteran. Hasbro said in a statement to Bloomberg on Wednesday. James Olin, co-founder of the company's Archetype Entertainment Studio, developer of the upcoming Exodus, will step aside. Quote, at this stage, James felt his work on the game was complete and that the polishing and tuning were in great hands with the team, said Abby Hodes, vice president of corporate communications for Hasbro, in a statement. Hodes added that Olin had, quote-unquote, asked to shift his creative focus to tabletop role-playing games and would stay on as a creative consultant for the company.
Yeah.
The year's almost over. We're running out of game news, it turns out. Yeah, it's like a shakeup, but I don't know what to read into that at all. It's more interesting to see Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro being bullish on games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hasbro, I think, is one of those brands you might look past in terms of, well, what are they doing? And how, they make toys, of course, but I think as somebody who, again, is a Ghostbuster freak and has the Hasbro Pulse app and does all these drops and the way they do the Hasbro limited edition, like, hey, we're basically kickstarting this stuff through they're a forward-thinking company in how to get toys out there. So for them to be taking games seriously, awesome. And then obviously Wizards has been doing so well for so long.
Yeah, I for me personally, when I see Exodus, this doesn't bring me excitement. Like we've seen that game so much now at this point where I look at it, I didn't realize this game apparently is coming out 2027. I did not. Yeah. I thought that this had to have been coming out in the next year, but 2027, and then also the head leaving the game. It's just to me, this doesn't scream like, oh man, I'm super excited to play this video game. But
if we want to turn it to Exodus, this is the ongoing conversation. Correct me if I'm wrong. We had the trailer at Game Awards, and we talked about it there too.
This is the trailer from the Game Awards.
Thank you so much. It's one of those where it's like such a blur. This game always blurs into something else.
Once I see the bear, then I'm like, okay, that's the one.
For me, it's the gun, where they got the gun with the globe in the center of it and the light, and I'm like, that is so Mass Effect. I'm like, all right, this is the Mass Effect clone.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, I'm not against. We're not getting Mass Effects. If you did miss it, remember, of course, Exodus is a sci-fi action-adventure RPG where you become the Traveler, leading humanity's fight for survival against the Celestials. Face our evolution 40,000 years in the future, explore extraordinary worlds, and confront time itself to shape the fate of generations. I really feel Exodus is that game where every time we talk about it, I want to be so excited for it, but then I look at the trailer and I'm like, let's temper my expectations on what we're getting.
But Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, I was going to mention.
Is he in it? I forget.
He's a
this
part
is
of
the
it.
other thing with games like this, where you announce them so early, and so I have to hear about so many other space RPGs that I can't remember what the fuck McConaughey even said or did when he came out with that one.
Yeah, he's voicing a character. And there's a GameSpot article from 3 days ago because Matthew McConaughey also is part of an AI company for voice acting and everything. Faces Exodus is using Matthew McConaughey's real voice.
Oh, good. Okay.
Not AI, so that's also been good right there.
Classic taste. McConaughey, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just look at this game and maybe it's great, whatever. It just doesn't scream like, man, I gotta play this right now. And again, with the 2027, that's just not really screaming like confidence in this whole situation.
And that's the problem, right? Where again, you're saying the right things. I love a good, meaty, open world, action adventure, RPG, sci-fi. Yes, this all sounds great. It's just the idea, and I know this gets used too much, so I'm sorry. But when you watch this trailer, this is a trailer that you think you'd see on the TV in a TV show of somebody playing video games.
Sure, yeah.
Where like there's just something about it that is so middle of the road. I don't want to say generic, but it's like right now I look at this and I don't see personality.
Joey Radstone in the chat calls it the Temu of Mass Effect.
Right? It's like when you think of, I look at this and I start blending, and maybe again when we know more about the game, we've done a preview and blah blah blah. But like if Mass Effect was here and bam, you threw an N7 on it, you saw the Normandy, you'd be like, there's something, you know, not even if you didn't even know what Mass Effect was, you'd be like, there's something to latch onto. Here, everything looks so we are right from the concept art, which isn't a good thing, I guess, but it just doesn't look like what is the thing, what is the world, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's always so tough, especially when you haven't played the game and previewed it specifically. Like getting your hands on it and being able to understand the lore, because I'm sure this is way deeper than it's we're seeing just from we're connecting it to the things we already know, right? So we're connecting it to Mass Effect, of course, because it has that connection there. But we're like, oh, it's not clearly the biggest of AAA video games, and it has some of those concessions taken there. So to me, this is just a huge question mark, and when I see this news coupled with the trailer, I'm like, oh, okay, this doesn't feel like this is something that we're going to be seeing for a while now.
Yeah, the news is a weird one where it's like, okay, cool, we're talking about the studio head stepping down and moving. It's like that, again, for a studio that we don't know. You know what I mean? To be like, Archetype Entertainment, okay, like I don't know how big of a deal James as co-founder was for that and what's going. So it's like, or whatever. And like people move around all the time.
But shout out to your first point, which Hasbro. And everything. We got to bring back Transformers. What do we?
We do, dude.
What do we? They
talk
about being ahead of their time. Like they were doing those Transformers games and they were fire. Like they even listen. I loved as a kid the Transformers Michael Bay video game that they did. I don't know if that...
You're talking about the High Moon ones that were
of course. That's the real ones, but also, that one was pretty sick as well.
I hear you on that one. Over in the Super Chats, Jay Dublin Super Chats and says, I love Mass Effect. So Exodus has my attention since its announcement. However, the recent game trailer makes me worried the game is just Mass Effect Andromeda. That's another thing where it sounds like kind of well-worn territory of where we're going and where we've been before. So it's like, meh. But again, even Andromeda, was it bad? No. It was a fine game. I mean, it was broken a bit at launch, but it isn't everything at launch. And it just wasn't Mass Effect 1, 2, or 3. Yeah. And that was the problem. That's why I think it. I went back to it, right? I played it. I remember during COVID, Lucy walked out and go, "Are you playing Mass Effect? Fucking Andromeda, right?" And I'm like, I needed something. I needed something.
We all had our things during the pandemic.
But it was the normal thing where it's like, I played 10, 12 hours of it, and I was never connected, and I bounced and never came back, nor did I feel, I got to go finish that.
Yeah.
Boring to go to a new galaxy, have all the same people, but you know what I mean.
I got to play Mass Effect 1.
You still haven't played Mass Effect?
No.
Any of them? Mass Effect 2?
No.
You can jump right to 2. That's what I did.
Really?
Yeah, so back...
Because I started 1 in the Legendary Collection, and I was like,
Back in the day, the story goes that, when I was at IGN and Mass Effect 1 dropped, jumped in, and it was a little... and this is... I'm a different gamer now, but I remember being a little too clunky all around, both on RPG and action mechanics and da-da-da. And then I'm not... At the time, I'm better now, but even back then, I was definitely I hate space guy. So it was like dropping in all this lore about what they were trying to do, and I was like, I'm not vibing with this. Mass Effect 2 is, hey, we are going off on a suicide mission. We need to make the team do this to save X, Y, and it's like you could obviously have way more context. You could go through and do this, but the PlayStation version of Mass Effect 2 eventually added in that, hey, you read a comic and make the choices there to do it. And it's like, you could just read a synopsis and understand, okay, this is what I did with the Genophage or whatever, and blah, 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 and be into it and go from it. And like, Mass Effect 2 is fucking awesome.
I might play it.
In line here, as we continue to talk about this Exodus game, why am I putting so many is in there while I talk about it? S'mores. Well, they super chatted, but I got it expanded to read. S'mores and Oreos. I should have known that. Super chats and says Owlcat's Expanse game will be the better game. IMO. Of course, this one is a trailer we'd watched back in the day that we liked so much. Tim and I bought the first book in the Expanse series. I read a whole chapter. Tim only read like 2 pages, but whatever. If you don't remember, The Expanse Osiris Reborn is coming from Owlcat Games. The Expanse Osiris Reborn is a third-person action RPG set in the Expanse universe. You're no hero, just a merc caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, trying to hold your crew together and keep the ship up and running. Your choices will shape the story. And again, you watch this, granted, it's from an IP, not an IP I know anything about. I mean, I've heard of The Expanse, obviously. But I jump in here and I watch this and I immediately go, wow, there's something there. And I know we're in a cinematic right now, whatever. But like, even their Steam description, way better than the one I just read you, right? Jumping in here and seeing the camaraderie and what's going on in the world, like, I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Because it gets to the core of it, right?
Yeah.
It gets to, you're not a hero, you're an anti-hero. Okay, perfect,
yeah.
I'm in, right?
Yeah, I'm marking the wrong place at the wrong time, doing some cool action here.
There we go.
And again, I know this isn't gameplay, so we're cheating a little bit, but it's like, this is a way better impression of like what I want, what I'd be stoked to go do this.
Wasn't
Mr. Hawk says, holy fuck, I didn't know these were 2 different games.
Wasn't there an Expanse Telltale game, right? That's also separate. Yeah, okay. So Expanse
that was
is just
the thing where we were like, I don't understand.
It's a book franchise and it has a show.
There's a show.
Yeah, Kevin really loved the show.
Gotcha.
Apparently it's really good.
Well, I mean, Kevin says it's really good. You know what I mean?
Means it's probably pretty good.
Yeah, Kevin's got pretty good taste, I guess, in shows and TV. Clothes, not so much.
The brim was that?
I was thinking more of the fact he just dresses like me, so it's like I'm insult myself. But yeah, sure. But then they were dressed exactly the same too.
Hey, you know what? He tried to bring capes back before capes were a thing, so maybe he's just ahead of his time.
I don't remember the cape thing.
When was this?
This was like when I started, back in like 2019.
I feel like the cape would have been a big deal.
Like, I really, and I would have been there. I would have been down. Are we doing
you would have been talking about this cape.
I would be a fucking cape thing. There's so many different seasons of Kevin.
Yes.
But I want you to know we are in, granted, we've been here for a little bit. We're in my favorite, where we have short hair Kev, beard Kev, and he's wearing like a nice crew neck. That's my Kev.
That's where you want
to be.
You know what I mean?
Like short on the sides, a nice length on the top.
Yes, he looks great right now. Kevin really rocking
it
with it. You know what I mean?
Good. Yeah.
Otherwise, though, the Kev before this, not my favorite season.
The long hair?
Yeah.
You don't like the long hair?
Yeah.
No. Why?
I don't know. I'm just not a long hair.
He just looks majestic.
Guy,
oh, okay.
Well, yeah, but then he's always got it. It was also tied up a lot, and then coming out of a hat.
Yeah.
Like I don't like. I mean, for the record, well, that's not true. I guess I was gonna say I don't even like Silent Bob with long hair. You know what I mean? But I do. I don't like Kevin Smith when he has to wear the wig to be Silent Bob.
You want the natural, and that's natural for Kevin.
It is, but it doesn't work. Maybe if he wore a different hat. Maybe it is when he's wearing
brim.
A brim hat. That's really what it's gonna be. Cole's here, everybody, and I'll let you know. Anxiety high on this one. As I've said all week long, he's becoming a great work dog.
Yeah.
And this was the test this week. You've heard it on Gregway of like, all right, cool, we won't bag you. You won't be locked up. You can wander around. But every other day he hasn't wandered. Today he is feeling himself.
Yeah. He
is wandering. Jack Patillo came in the office. He started barking at him because he's like, this is my house. But more importantly, we were late getting here because of traffic. And he didn't pee outside. Now Cole usually really good at peeing, but like, I'm just worried about it. You know what I mean?
So if you slip, you know what's happening.
Exactly. Nothing like
look
crawling through all the wires with him.
What is he doing back there?
Cole, come here. There's no reason to be there. What are you doing?
Oh my God, he's stuck.
He's come here. What are you doing? You're not going to do that. Come over here. Now he's going to do my favorite thing where I reach down to get him, but he stops about 3 inches short and he won't come closer.
Yeah, he did it. There he is.
There you go.
That's cool, everybody. I like this dog, guys.
I know. That meant a lot to me today.
See, yeah, no, because I'm like such a cat person that dogs scare me inherently.
Yeah, but
like this dog, this dog's like a cat.
Yeah,
I can deal with
That's
it.
the best part about wiener dog.
Yeah.
One of the best parts. They're just cats. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Yeah, well, this is a good era for him. I'm glad we finally broke him of the complete fear of the office.
Yeah.
The fear of this room in general too, where I'd have to
Yeah, he's big.
Soon we get a dog bed, we can leave it on the set, on the desk. You can just be there.
Right here.
Then we start selling the cool toys again. We're back in business.
We're so back.
Yeah, that's what we need. 10 years he dies, I get to write a book. We're fucking killing it. Everybody,
Cycle.
We couldn't kill it without your support. Remember, patreon.com/kindafunny, youtube.com/kindafunnygames, Apple or Spotify. You can pick up the Kinda Funny membership to get all of our shows ad-free, to get your daily dose of me, and Cole sometimes in Gregway. And of course, get good karma for supporting a small, independent 11-person business. But right now, you're not using said benefits, so here's a word from our sponsor.
Guys, we had an indie company reach out to us hoping we could help promote their card game. I checked it out and I'm having a delightful time. It's called Once Upon a Galaxy. I downloaded it and it's really easy to get started. I instantly started finding crazy combos, developing my strategy, and admiring the beautiful character art. Something super unique and cool is its PvP, but there are no timers. Start a game, set your phone down for 5 minutes, and pick it up and jump back in right where you left off. How do they do this? PvP with no timers? I don't know. It's magic. The games are quick, but really lives up to the phrase easy to learn and possible to master. I keep finding new stuff every time I play. I love the themes and the art of the cards, from fairy tale heroes and villains to sharks with lasers on their heads. I also love setting up sweet support characters on my backline to help boost my frontline cards. Once Upon a Galaxy is crossplay on your phone and PC. You can download it right now for free. Head over to kindafunny.com/galaxy to check it out.
If you live for high-stakes runs, tight teamwork, and that rush when the extraction timer is ticking down, this might be your next obsession. You've already seen us obsessing over Arc Raiders, the multiplayer extraction adventure set on a lethal future Earth where mechanized killing machines rule the surface and humanity hides below. As a raider, you brave topside to loot, complete quests, fight Arc robots, and extract safely if you can. Underground in Speranza, you'll upgrade your den, boost your abilities, and gear up for raids. On the surface, there are no rules. Swarms of drones, massive robots, and rival raiders make every trip unique. Choose solo, duo, or a squad of 3, but rival players are never far away. Team up or take their loot. What kind of raider will you be in the Rust Belt? Arc Raiders is available now for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X/S, and PC.
This episode's brought to you by HelloFresh. You may have heard of HelloFresh. They're the #1 meal kit in America, making home cooking easier with chef-crafted recipes and fresh ingredients delivered straight to your door. But this fall, they're serving up even more to love. This isn't the HelloFresh you remember. It's bigger. HelloFresh has doubled its menu. Now you can choose from 100 options each week, including new seasonal dishes and recipes from around the world. Get steak and seafood recipes delivered every week for no extra cost. Now, with 3 times the seafood options. So many of us here at Kinda Funny have been using and loving HelloFresh for years, and now you can too. The best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/kindafunny10FM now to get 10 free meals plus a free breakfast for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/kindafunny10FM to get 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life. This episode's brought to you by Aura Frames. Here's my holiday pattern. Tell myself I'll be thoughtful, panic at the last minute, buy a gift card. This year, you can skip the panic and give an Aura frame. No lie, Aura frames are undeniably the best gift I have ever given, and I'm gonna be sad when I run out of people to give it to because I'll never give a gift this great again. Families, friends, partners, everyone loves being able to have beautiful frames showing off their loved ones and favorite memories. Multiple people at Kinda Funny have Aura frames on their desks, and it's always a treat to walk by and see what fun memory is there. There's unlimited storage, so you can add as many photos and videos as you can find. Just download the Aura app and connect to Wi-Fi with no hidden fees. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver Mat frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code KINDAFUNNY at checkout. That's AURA frames.com, promo code KINDAFUNNY. This deal is exclusive to our listeners and frames sell out fast, so order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
Red Hudson 8 super chats and says, Roger and Snowbike Mike Mass Effect marathon stream.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Do all three of them back to back
That's
to
a
back.
really good
Ooh,
one.
We're just
Take your
locked
save
in
all
the
the way
room.
through.
Oh
Never
my gosh.
stop.
We do a horrible run like in Baldur's Gate 3.
And then also you have to dress Mike up as like one of the alien guys.
We are.
The sexy aliens.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Number 3, Todd Howard says Fallout 5 will be existing in a world where the stories and events of the show happened or are happening. This is Rich Stanton over at PC Gamer. The first episode of Fallout Season 2 is out today. An interjection from Greg, remember. We reviewed it yesterday, me and Bless, on the Gamescast. Go check it out. First half spoiler-free, second half spoilers on.
Whoa.
With the show releasing weekly episodes until early February. As part of the show's marketing, various grandees have been doing the interview rounds, including Todd Howard, who's now served up the merest sliver of information about this show, how the show will tie into future games in the series. Howard is asked whether the show will have an impact on Fallout 5. Quote, in short, yes. Fallout 5 will be existing in a world where the stories and events of the show happened or are happening. We are taking that into account. As for the show's impact on the games and attracting new players, our man says there's that's funny. Our man, our man Todd says they're past that stage now. Quote, there's still so many people that won't play a game, says Howard. I think that's getting better, but there's still people who are intimidated. Yeah. They'll still get to experience Fallout, and I think that's really important because they're now equal fans of the world.
I like that.
Me too.
Equal fans of the world.
I think it's still a huge missed opportunity not to have a brand new Fallout game out right now.
Absolutely.
Or a remaster of New Vegas, which is just, I can't.
Nuts.
What are you doing, Xbox?
Yeah. They had to have been trying to make
what
that
are
happen.
you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Something.
Like, you saw the success of Season 1. Like,
yeah.
Or don't
even
get me wrong, the addition of the Ghoul to 76 and Burning Shores, that's a great Burning Springs. That's, I would have talked to him. We're too close to Horizon here. Another wildly successful DLC everybody talks about. Burning Shores. Burning Springs is a great addition to 76, but it's like 76 is such a different thing than, hey, here is a Fallout start to finish. There's a story. Let's play that.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, again, going back to that, I love just saying that they're equal fans of the world because, like, my mom who watches Last of Us, I feel the same way about her and me when I played Last of Us, the video game, right? Like, that's such a cool, like, bridging of the gaps and, like, being able to talk to, family members about Fallout lore is, it's so cool now. And, like, we're kind of living in the best timeline when it comes to that.
100%.
When it comes to Fallout 5, it's like, I love having the conversation of, like, how far are they into making this game, right? Like, are they doing the thing where we're finally doing two teams at the same time? Like, in my mind, they have to be doing that, right? They have to look at what Fallout has done and, like, the show, rather, and be like, guys, we promised, Skyrim 2, Elder Scrolls 6. Six, yeah. Elder Scrolls 6. And then now, we have Fallout. We can't be staggering these releases. We have to kind of put them out within the few years in between. I don't know.
That was the joke somebody went through on the chat over there talking about the fact that by the time Fallout 5 comes out, it'll be season 9 of Fallout.
The show will be ending.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that actually does happen somewhere in there. And so, that is the big, what, and then you get into the whole thing of, what is the best case scenario here? Where it is, you got purchased by Xbox and Microsoft. So now, do you want to be in the Fallout mines where they're making you do it, or they're going to a different team and giving them the IP, or what? Like, are you pissing off the Bethesda people that are doing the thing, and Todd's still there? It's like, but then again, I think we'd all agree that and this is somebody who loves Bethesda games, new eyes, new ideas being put into what a Fallout game is would be exciting and cool rather than just, hey, we're iterating on what we've done and we're going to iterate over these many decades to get there.
Yeah, I think it's interesting pickle where it's like you could absolutely New Vegas this. You can absolutely give it to another team. You can give it to Obsidian. You can I mean, the Fallout creator came back to Obsidian recently. So, like, that would be really dope.
You can't predict what he's working on.
Yeah, you can't predict what he's working on. So, like, that would be kind of a layup right there. But also, I do think that there's a little bit, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little bit of internal, like, oh, man, like, we made 4, we got to make 5 before somebody else gets in there and tries to make another Fallout game.
Fascinating question here. Barnell, do we think Obsidian wants Fallout? They're doing a lot of original IP right now. I would say, I mean, first off, there's hundreds of people who work at Obsidian, so it's impossible. I'm sure there's every opinion with any other. Yeah. If I was at Obsidian, and I feel like coming from the outside talking about it, I would say fuck yes. Because what do you want? You want guaranteed jobs, Fallout, we're making a new Fallout is a guaranteed we get to finish this game, where I could easily see they're working on Avowed 2 right now, but will Avowed 2 make it? Not because Avowed 1 was bad, but like we are in an industry right now that is trying to figure out how to sustain itself. Microsoft is constantly trying to figure out how to, or Xbox is trying to constantly figure out how to survive Microsoft. So it's like, if they were working on that, you have a better chance of getting a Fallout at the door than I think you do in Avowed. Or I know they said they're not doing an Outer Worlds 1 right now, Outer Worlds 3 or whatever, toss it in there.
Yeah.
My other big thing would be is that I think, at least from a brand perspective, I don't know, Obsidian has to both have a chip on their shoulder, but also a lot of pride in the fact that so many people say New Vegas is the best Fallout game, and it didn't come from Bethesda. Bethesda's had 3 bites of the apple. Obsidian had 1, and people are like, that's the one. Yeah. And so I really do think that if I was at Obsidian, it was like, let's fucking do it again. Yeah. Let's not only do it again, let's do it quicker. Let's get 2 out before they get Fallout 5 out. You know what I mean? Like, let's
okay, now we're gonna have a war. Now we're actually
but I mean, and I like, for me personally, and I've talked to Todd on camera about this before, of like, I hate Obsidian jokingly. He's like, of course, never. I think a rivalry in that space would be great to then get a fire under Bethesda's ass to be like, man, look what they just did with New Vegas 2. We need to change X, Y, and Z. And obviously, share tech, share engine. It's why New Vegas was able to come out so quickly, is that it was the same tech, it was the same engine, which limited it, obviously, if you go back and read the interviews and listen to stuff about the development of New Vegas, where they were like, God, it was Game Maker's Notebook, right? The DICE or the AIAS podcast, I think. Alexa talking. Maybe I might be conflating. Alexa Ray Correa talking to maybe it was Christopher Drink's. I don't know. I listen to too many gaming podcasts.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of great gaming podcasts, and there was one talking to the director of New Vegas at the time from Obsidian, who was like, one of the people wanted him to put that companions could interrupt your conversations. And he was like, does that happen in Fallout 3? And they were like, no. And he's like, then we can't do that. Like, we are getting this game out. We are just, using everything they made already to make this game and get it out.
Yeah.
Which sounds bad, but actually was great because you got a game really quickly.
Yeah.
So anyways, if I was Obsidian, fuck yes, I want it back. Yes. I want to make a very successful game that is going to sell a gajillion copies, and people are going to go, they've done it again. Because, again, Outer Worlds 2 does so many great RPG things that I'd love to see in a Fallout world.
And I think Obsidian is in a great place right now. With they have so many different franchises that they can always go back to. We have Avowed, we have Outer Worlds, we have, of course, Grounded, we have Pillars of Eternity, right? We have all of these franchises that they've built out that we're at this point where they're not going to become, lack of a better term, but like Insomniac, right? Like they're not going to be able to just go down this rabbit hole of, we're only doing Fallout forever now, where they have, hey, people are playing Grounded, enough people played Outer Worlds and Avowed to make sequels, to make DLC, and to continue down that route where, of course, Fallout's going to be the biggest hit that they've had in a while, if that they actually make that, but they're not going to be doomed to that, future. And also, by the way, what a blessing that is to be doomed to the future of making
I want to make
Fallout.
Great open world RPGs. I don't want to work on the
coolest
best
franchise.
IP. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, damn it. There would be people who are there, don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But I would also lean in if I was there, if I'm at Obsidian, I'm like, but guys, like, we are like, Bethesda is Fallout Prime and Elder Scrolls. We get to be New Vegas and Avowed.
Yes.
Like, we can do what we want in these sandboxes and have them be different than that and play with.
And they have enough goodwill within and with the structure and the way that they're able to make games fast and seemingly for not too much money, that they're able to make a Pentiment, right? They're able to make these smaller games. So if they are able to keep that ethos and then throw in a Fallout here and there, like,
fuck yeah,
that's awesome.
That would be
perfect.
Let's go. The chat did go by. I think it was Corey Cudney who said it was Josh Sawyer on the Game Makers podcast with Alexa Ray Correa. Of course, go listen to that AIAS. Of course, the folks who do DICE, that's coming up. Am I hosting again? Probably. Can I confirm it? Probably not, but I don't know. It's like my 10th year I'm doing it. But I don't know. Anyways, give me more Fallout. I'm still fucking upset we don't have a remake. You just did it with Oblivion. Great. It worked. Again, I would have just thrown money back at those people and said, please fast track New Vegas. And if Todd's going to throw a fit, which he doesn't, to my knowledge, Todd always seems like a nice guy, do Fallout 3, which I know the rumor has been they are doing it, yada, yada, yada.
Okay, let's think about the timeline. It's weekly, right? Fallout Season 2.
Yeah. Your mouth to God's ears. Where are you going with this? Go for it.
Okay, if we end it by, end of January?
February, is it?
February, okay, it's pretty close to
Xbox Direct. It could be the announcement of, hey, you're
enjoying it. The finale is next week. Yeah. Here's Fallout 3 remake or whatever it is. Yeah.
And I will be happy. it should have been New Vegas.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. Let me counter argue myself and move on. New Vegas makes sense as the setting for the show.
Yes.
Fallout 3 makes sense because if I only watched the show, I want that experience of leaving a vault.
Yes.
And that's not what New Vegas is, right? You are a character who's already been raised in the wasteland.
Shot in the head.
That. Yeah. Well, the spoilers for the opening. I know.
It's like the first
It's a joke.
What a good intro.
Number 4 on the Roper Report. After Silent Hill F ditched Maine for Japan, Konami says it's considering taking the series to other regions. This is Jordan Gerblick at Games Radar. And this is actually Games Radar Plus, remember?
Yes.
In a new interview with Inverse, Silent Hill series producer Motoi Okamoto pondered aloud about moving future games to other parts of the world and exploring new cultures and local folklore. Quote, "We believe we could perhaps take similar approaches to Silent Hill F with other cultures across the globe," he said via the inverse translation. For example, in Central or South Africa, we could perhaps tap into the more local shamanistic beliefs and see how that ties in. But we could also try to expand our horizons and look into other regions like possibly Russia, Italy, or South Korea. Because all those areas have their own unique types of belief systems. Yeah. I believe that will be a gateway for us to expand our concepts further. One big problem, according to Okamoto, is finding game developers in some of these regions that are established enough to be trusted with the Silent Hill franchise. Quote, "Central and South America do not have very many prominent development studios for video games capable of handling an IP like Silent Hill," he added. "So while they have lots of interesting movies, books, and tales, how we would translate that to games is something we still have to explore," end quote. Konami has yet to announce a new Silent Hill game.
Yeah, he answered my question right there. I like that their thought process is, hey, let's give it to a team that's local in these places, right? That is the way to go about this, because Silent Hill F is so successful because it is made by a team in Japan about Japanese culture, and that shows throughout the entirety of that game. So being able to be like, okay, we're going to do one in Russia, but none of us are from Russia, and we're going to talk to a Russian guy, but like, I don't really, it's not
that
the
was
same.
My concern too, when they're like, maybe we go to Central or South America, and it's like,
yeah,
are you? That's just like,
are you gonna do it? I mean,
I'm like not even bringing in like appropriation or whatever. It's more like, can you nail what that culture is?
Exactly.
Anybody, I can read South of Midnight, right? Yeah. Like that. Their whole team, of course, is up in Montreal, right? Wasn't that? Yeah, they're in Montreal. Compulsion Games. Shit, Montreal or France? I can't remember. Somebody correct me that you're wrong.
They're Canada, I believe.
Yeah, right, Canada. So it must have been Montreal. Compulsion. But like they went down there and did so much research and hung out so long and brought in local voices and brought in consultants and like that's a lift. And I think that lift is far easier to get you from the South America, the southern part of America, all the way up to Canada versus, hey, we're going to do something in South America and we're going to be over in Japan, right?
But then also the other side of it is, Sucker Punch doing it with Yote and Ghost of Tsushima, right? Which is,
not impossible by any.
Which is on paper sounds impossible, and then you do it, like, holy shit, you guys absolutely nailed it with a lot of people that you're bringing in to make sure that you're getting this right. It's such a local and very specific thing, especially with how Silent Hill is not, a franchise where it's like, oh, we're just going to put fog in, fucking Peru, right? Like, that's not how this is going to work. It's a lot deeper than that. It's about actually dealing with the culture around it. So, yeah, I would love to see it in South America. I think that'd be fucking awesome. This is a really exciting way to go about it.
Yeah,
really
you love death. You love Silent Hill F.
I thought you said death.
You love death.
I do love.
Sometimes I'll walk outside. Roger's smoking a cigarette, staring at roadkill.
It's just like, this is gonna be me. That's why I keep on smoking.
Number 5 on the Roper Report: The Last Caretaker delivers on its roadmap with update 0.1 Last Humans. We have a press release, but more importantly, we have coming to the stage the one, the only Jack Patillo.
Hey.
Hello, Jack. How are you?
Oh, I got a puff.
A short puff. Oh, you brought props.
I brought props.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh,
this is for
thank
you.
you.
Throw on your scarf,
gosh,
your
I'm cold.
caretaking scarf. Look how
Whoa.
tall I am. I'll do this the wide stance squat to get in frame here.
We can go to the gym. You'll be fine. First off, what's going on with you? All right.
What's going on with me?
You look too good. What's the workout regimen?
I've got my 5th marathon I'm doing in January.
I won't be doing that. I thought it would be easy. Thought you'd be doing the what is the drug you take? You know what I mean? I'll do that.
OZ.
Yeah, OZ. That's the one. Give me that.
But doing that, and life's been good. Just running around, trying to keep busy. Been working with Channel 37 now for over a year as community manager. I came back here in March, and our game broke. Well, I think that the build we had issues with it, but now the game came out about a month ago. November 6th, we launched. Our first update hit this week on Tuesday. Yay, first major update. As of today, we are on the Steam Winter Sale, so you get 15% off if you want to pick up The Last Caretaker. Lots of new additional stuff going on right now. We got cash in the game now.
Hey.
You can pick that up, new locations, all sorts of great stuff. Of course, the game is going spectacular. Our community is wonderful. Over 10,000 members in our Discord server.
Wow. Hell yeah.
That's nuts. I remember starting that thing with like 20 of us. And so, but yeah, the game's going great. It's been so much fun working on it. We added a new forklift into the game now, so that's very exciting.
Big deal.
Anytime you can add, drivable vehicles, you're having a great time. So
if you don't know, according to the Steam description, as I always read, The Last Caretaker is a thoughtful take on the survival crafting genre, where every decision you make and every action has its consequence. It offers a deep world exploration experience where step by step you uncover the truth behind the reawakening of the Last Caretaker. It's a good it's a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy with it. You get to play a robot going throughout the game, trying to figure out what the heck is going on. And it's if you like games like Raft, like Subnautica, Satisfactory, this is gonna scratch that itch. Like when I came on, I was streaming a lot of games like that, and Ansi, who's our creative director, I knew him from the Red Links days. He used to do all the Trials games, so him and I were buddies. He's like, hey, I'm working on this new game. I think you might like it. He showed me some stuff. I'm like, holy crap! And then he was like, do you want to be our community manager? Because we're self-publishing, and I was like, sure, why not? Because at that point, Rooster Teeth had shut down, and so it was like, hey, yeah, absolutely, I'll jump in and try this out, and it's been going really,
I was gonna say, how have you liked it?
I've liked it a lot, man. So like my role, as we've gotten bigger and bigger, my role kind of has evolved into more of a content creation side of things. Okay. So I'm putting out, anytime you see like shorts or YouTube clips, I'm on Twitch all the time. Like once a week, I stream the game on Twitch and just kind of hang out in the Discord server as well. Like we have this guy, T Hill, who's running our Discord now. It's great. We have John doing our social media, and so now I'm focused on the actual creation of stuff, and it's cool. Like you know. And man, content creation though. It's like, hey, every now and then a video will explode and like goes viral, and then my bosses are like,
how do you do it again?
Press the viral button. Press the viral button. And so, but no, it's been absolutely wonderful, and it's just great. And like watching the game, like stuff that has been happening in the game has been great. Like for example, Josh from Let's Game It Out covered it, which was wonderful for me. I'm a huge Let's Game It Out fan, and so like one morning it was just popped up in subscriptions, like, oh, Let's Game It Out, The Last Caretaker. I was like, oh my gosh, we did it. And so, it's been so cool to see it kind of pick up and run with it. And I really, really love watching the community do stuff. And like our Discord server is full of great people. Like it's constantly going, people sharing strategies. And when the update hit this week, they were like, okay, what's new? And like people are spreading out and looking for mysteries. That's awesome. It's been awesome. So again, this is update 1. We are in early access. The game right now is on sale, 15% off over in the Steam Winter Sale. We're also in the Epic Game Store as well. And we are looking to launch on consoles when we hit full release, when we hit gold, which is going to be next year. That's the target is next year. Got it. And so that's going to be PS5, Xbox Series X, Switch 2. And so,
Switch 2.
Yeah. Jack, I have a question.
Go for it,
That's Barrett Courtney from KindaFunny.com.
I like his scarf.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I came prepared today. As a fellow trial sicko, is there any plans of maybe, adding like a mode where, just... Your robot guy just happens to find a motorcycle that he has to figure out kind of physics-based puzzle solutions to, just throwing that out there maybe is just like a possibility.
The motorcycle, not so much, but there is the forklift now, and physics are a huge part of the game. So if you know anything about the Trials games, physics are wildly important. And in this game, you can dump stuff all over the place. You can build stacks of things. You can make ladders out of pretty much anything you want. And there's lots of opportunities to play around with physics. We have cable usage in the game is good, where you have to run electric cables, gas cables, oxygen, water, all these different cables. And
people love cables.
Oh yeah, people love cables. And seeing people stretch those all over the place, and very quickly people figured out you could attach things to like ceilings. So in Let's Game It Out, he attached wind turbines to like the front of the ship, and it was just covered in wind turbines, and it was like, cool, I guess so. Yeah, let's try that. Why not? And the cool thing is the developers are we're actively listening to the community. So the community's like, I wish we had this. There's chances that we can do that. We're a small team. We're less than 10 people. Wow. And so when people are like, I wish we could do this in the game, we absolutely look into that, and I share all that information back with the team. So for me, again, like I'm someone who, I play a lot of survival crafting games, and so I'm like, I have all these chests that I'm like, this was my iron one, this is my copper one. I'm like, I want a button that I can just hit a button and it just all sends to the right ones. And they're like, oh yeah, we can do that. And it's like,
that's sick.
Yes, all right. And so we're working on that kind of stuff. Is the quality of life things that like we're very, very aware of, and we want to make sure that people are happy with it. So
Hell yeah, Jack.
Yeah, man. But it's been fun, dude. It's weird being on the other side of the video game industry, you know? And so I think I'm going to be playing it later today, right?
You are, yeah. Mike and you are going to play it to close out our streaming day.
Sweet.
I'm very excited. We'll get into the weeds of it, of course.
Yeah, I'll fly around. I'll show you some developer stuff that I'm not supposed to show on stream.
Ooh, I like that a lot. Yeah, if you're listening
fun.
later, of course, you go to youtube.com/kindoffunnygames to catch that. If you're going to watch live, Twitch, of course, and YouTube, they'll both be up there where Jack will be running through it. Animotion 1000 super chats and says, "Oh shit, Achievement Hunter man. Congrats on making a game."
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you for coming all the way for this.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I'll let you finish up your stream.
All right,
and I'll
sounds
see
great.
you guys this afternoon.
Love
Bye.
you, Jack. Round of applause for Jack. Everybody back home. Jack said, last time he was here, the game broke. He was talking, of course, about the one, the only, the Mix Cross Kind of Funny Games Showcase, the Spring Game Showcase. Happy to announce today we are doing the Mix Cross Kind of Funny Spring Game Showcase once again, and submissions are open. If you are a video game developer, an indie dev, or just maybe, I don't know, maybe you're Sega, I don't care. kindoffunny.com/spring showcase. You can go there, submit your game. You can also request your press pass, your indie pass, because of course, not only is there the online stream we do all day during GDC, there's always that rockin' party afterwards.
Yeah, hell yeah. This is always my favorite time of the year, so I'm very excited to meet some cool devs and show off some cool games.
That's kindoffunny.com/spring showcase. Number 6 on the Roper Report is required viewing. Barrett put this one into Slack this morning. It's why we're boycotting Xbox, parentheses, and maybe you should too, from People Make Games on YouTube. The description on YouTube reads, Chris investigates the Palestinian-led Xbox boycott and how it's already secured a major victory against one of the largest corporations on the planet. Again, this is a video up on People Make Games on YouTube, why we're boycotting Xbox, and maybe you should too. I listened because I was driving, but watched some of it when I could at a red light over here on the way into work today. Got through the whole thing. Fantastic work.
Yeah.
What a great job. What a great presentation. Selfishly, I've heard People Make Games before, never caught it before. So I got here, immediate subscription.
Yeah.
I rang the bell too, because this is some great reporting, right? It's great journalism. It's great laying this out in a digestible way, talking to the parties involved, making it understand why this is an issue, what you can do, and the varying scale of what you can do. I think when this originally came up, Tim and I talked on a show about it, where it was like, what do you do and how do you get involved and what about this and what about that and blah, 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 blah. And there's a great conversation with it in the first quarter of it. Maybe it's the first 15 minutes of it with the BDS boycott organizer that they have. And she has this great line in there where she's like, there is no BDS purity.
Yes.
This is about doing what you can when you can. And I was like, oh, that is such a great way to put it. Because inevitably, when anyone talks about something like this, we bring it up, somebody else brings it up. Well, what about, why aren't you doing this? And why aren't you doing that? And what about this? And it's like, there isn't a scale to it. It's whatever you can do. And so as we continue to talk about video games and inform you each and every day while entertaining, hopefully, about what's going on, it's also our job to bring this to you, right? A complex issue in terms of what's going on and how they're boycotting, why they're boycotting, but they got this victory. Why is it still going? Great stuff here.
Yeah, People Make Games is one of the best YouTube channels out there if you love video games. They've done amazing investigative journalism on Roblox for feels like years now. They're incredible, and this video is awesome. I'm right at the ending of it, and yeah, it's I learned a lot from it. I only knew parts of it, and I knew that Microsoft, they were like, oh, we're cutting ties with Israel, so I was like, oh, it must be over. But hearing more about why it's not over was very enlightening to me. And
they talked to the developers at Arcane Leon, of course, which is a Microsoft-owned studio. They're making Blade. They have them talking about why they are still encouraging people not to buy their games, and also what they're asking for with the clarity and a thorough review, and then all of that turned over to the public of what's actually still going on. Just awesome stuff. Zeke speaks super chats and says, People Make Games and Quinn's Quest are all so good. So there you go. Another one for you.
Another one I recommend from People Makes Games is the Rockstar video that they just put out a couple weeks ago.
Put it on my list. Put it on my list.
So yeah, if you want to learn more about with the people that were fired and all that stuff, and the perspective of the people who are trying to get that union started and their whole perspective, they have a great video on that as well.
Roger, me finding all by myself People Make Games.
Yep.
And and be like, man, this is a good YouTube channel. I just discovered. I subscribed, and I noticed after I subscribed, it shot up.
Yeah,
crazy
immediately.
Anyways,
millions.
me finding them, that's big news. If I wanted something smaller, say the tiniest news I needed to know about, where would I go?
You'd go to our Last Story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about. Perfect.
Number 7, the Wii News. From Netflix on Twitter, FIFA is changing the game. Get ready for a newly reimagined FIFA football simulation game developed by Delphi Interactive, exclusively on Netflix games this summer, just in time for FIFA World Cup 2026.
Sure.
Did you ever try? Did anybody here? I didn't. Did anybody try WWE?
No, but I've seen videos on it. It looks pretty good.
Yeah?
Looks like
Okay.
it runs well, yeah.
The Division game on Twitter tweets, Agents! The Division is now available on PlayStation 5 with enhanced performance at 60 frames per second. This update brings smoother gameplay and to the snow-covered streets of New York where it all began.
This shit was not at 60 FPS before?
Well, remember, this is The Division.
Oh!
Division 2 already years ago got its PS5 patch. Rather than fucking make a new goddamn Division, they went back and did this. Congrats to you,
That's
Massive.
nice, though.
Thank you, Massive. Make Division 3
Well, it's
already.
good that you're updating it, though. Everything should be 60 FPS.
Arc 2 is planned to release in 2028 with a first taste in a major update for Arc Survival Ascended near the end of 2027.
That's not a real number.
Why not? From
Vin
Gamatsu,
Diesel.
Moon Studios will release the Together cooperative play update for the early access version of the action RPG No Rest for the Wicked on January 22nd, 2026. The developer announced an open beta test is available now until December 22nd. We're very excited about that. Very excited about that. No Rest for the Wicked, a game we all love here. Me and Andy, at least.
It fucked me over in Fantasy Critic, but I'll let it pass.
Jay Dublin says, Greg, Division 3 is getting made. It was announced. I don't mean I want a fucking line item in a blog report where Ubisoft's trying to fucking bump up their stocks.
Yeah.
Show me a fucking trailer and give me a 2030 release.
Welcome to my life as a Splinter Cell fan.
No, they said it's getting made. It's got to be getting made.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I
We showed the
pre-ordered-
goggles.
I pre-ordered Fair Games today. It's going to be coming out any day now. Fucking wake up, sheeple. I love you, everybody.
Open your third eye.
Steve's winter sale has started, by the way. From Noble. Oh, man. Absolum, right? Absolum?
I don't know.
Version
Absolum.
Absolum, got it. Version 1.1 launches in January 2026. It has new challenges, customize your own challenge, an evolving world, upgraded mounts, and new skins and emotes. World War Z Cross the Walking Dead crossover DLC launches in January 2026.
Wow.
That's still happening.
Yeah.
World War Z.
all of that. All of that is still happening, which is crazy.
From VGC, Nintendo has won its 15-year-long legal battle against Big Ben, Nacon, over Wii remote patent infringement.
Congratulations.
Finally, man. Sony ends their lawsuit, Nintendo ends theirs.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Beautiful.
Horses, of course, the game that was banned from Steam and Epic Game Store, has sold 18,000 copies. Rep Valentine over at IGN had an article about this I saw, saying basically they were able to pay back their debts. There was a whole thing when they got delisted of like, we're going to go out of fucking business because of this, but that press about how horrific this game was, it wasn't that bad. I played it, I beat it. A Mortal Kombat-inspired indie action game, Obey the Insect God, has been announced. Can we see the gameplay here? I have heard us talking about... Oh, fuck
Oh,
me.
Jesus.
So yeah, it looks like old school arcade
so
Mortal Kombat,
small.
but you're the guy running around. Like rather than just fight, you're running around. You're doing all sorts of stuff.
That's hilarious.
Step foot into the lair of the insect god if you dare. Face brutal enemies in pulse-pounding combat with digitized sprites that harken back to your favorite controversial fighting game from the 90s that your mom's hairdresser's kid was let you play. The castle awaits.
That's great.
That's fun.
That's fun.
I hope it's good.
That's silly.
It looks goofy, but yeah, in a good way. I like that. And that's it.
So small.
For Wii News. We turn our lonely eyes to the one, the only, the kind of funny super chats where so many people have written in. Thank you very much. Let's get through the ones here. Michael Sosby Sterling says, is Kind of Funny able to share the official votes that the company submitted for the Game Awards as an official voting party and how the company's votes compared to the winners? I believe we're not. I forget. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that I don't worry about because it's not content related on what we're allowed to and supposed to keep the sanctity of the Game Awards voting. But of course, you will see our top 10s in the new year, and you'll see our overall top 10 as a company, and then we will talk about it for hours, and we're about to do a Game of the Year thing. So you'll be able to net out pretty quick where it went that way. But I believe we like to keep the Game Awards stuff separate from all that. Kebabs writes in and says, in what ways are Cole and Porty different? What a great question, Kebabs. Maybe I tossed it. Maybe that's today's Gregway.
That's a great Gregway.
That's a great Gregway.
I love
Kebabs.
Good job, Kebabs.
Good job, Kebabs. Because there's many ways. I'm tossing this into Slack because I'll forget it.
You want me to Slack it to you?
No, I hide myself. I have my own channel to myself under starred, and I just go in here.
Well, that's cute.
Delete that. That was a message I sent to
You
Paris.
just talk to yourself because you're lonely. You're like, hey, man, how you doing?
Man, I'm never lonely. You know what I mean? You people won't leave me alone. Violet's Archives became a member, and we missed this back in the day. Said, yeah, focus on Starfield. You should. And I fucking, for the record, everybody, what's the point of all this?
Oh, shit.
What's the point of the Gamescast, of Games Daily, if not to go viral and be the biggest thing in the world. For weeks, I've been saying, I saw Starfield stuff for next year behind closed doors, and that's all I can say about it. Nobody's picked it up. Then all of a sudden, fucking Paris farts about it. Fucking Gene Park says something. Then people are coming out of the woodwork being like, I saw something and I can't tell you about it. I've been saying it forever. Where's my fucking no sodium Starfield Reddit post? Thank you.
I didn't even know about this. I should listen to our content.
No, you don't care about Starfield, so it's not really.
Yeah, I only heard about it when Paris talked about it.
Jay Dublin says, with creation engine performance complaints in Starfield, could the reason things are taking so long, and he's talking about obviously Fallout, but I think toss Elder Scrolls in there, because they're doing more engine updates? Y'all, Bethesda needs to get to Unreal as fast as fucking possible. You know what I mean?
Sprint.
I mean, like, whenever he's like, oh man, Starfield, Mike's like, it's got to be game of the generation. I'm like, have you played a Bethesda game? There's no way a modern Bethesda game with the engine they use is going to fucking be game of the generation. And I don't, I mean, yeah, that could be. But again, think of it this way. When I just gave you the story of Obsidian, where they're like, y'all, we can't do anything this engine can't do. Bethesda's taken decades to make games, and like, y'all, the engine does what it does. Like, blowing it up and like, well, we're gonna make drastic update. I don't know. I hope. DJ Kento says, thinking about it now, Obsidian can put out games that sell worse, but I think their reputation is stronger than Bethesda's right now. If they were given Fallout back, people would be happy.
Yep.
I agree across the board on that.
Absolutely. DJ Kento.
Mr. Straight Fire super chat and says, how do you feel about single developers with no graphic skills using generative AI? A year ago, I spent $250 for a Fiverr artist to animate a character. Today, Google VO did the same, even better animation in 2 minutes.
I think that's
generative AI again is scraping what other people have done, as you've heard throughout all our conversations and the internet conversations. As it stands, generative AI is a plagiarism machine. So it didn't do it better than a human. It did it the same way a bunch of humans would have done it.
Yeah.
So no.
And I also took a job away from someone.
But
as well,
also you're cheating yourself genuinely as a single game developer from learning a skill. Right? Like, I've been in the background trying to learn game development. It's fucking hard, right? Like, I do not have the skills to code. I do not have the skills for art, and trying to build that up is going to take years and years and years, and that's okay. That's good. That's good for my brain. That's good for the long-term outcome, which is making things that I want to create. So if you're saying, oh, well, I could just type it in and it farts it out, it's like, cool, I understand that from like a pure, like, you know, time management space, but you're not actually learning anything as a developer. And the core of video game development should not be just fart game out, make money. It should be trying to build something that you feel comfortable and excited about, and trying to learn skills.
100%. DJ Kento said, did you all see Love, Death, and Robots Puerto Rican short Jimbaro? Anybody? It was one of the Spider-Verse artists, a Silent Hill game, a Silent Hill game like that short would be peak. Pump that into my veins. Everybody go look for that. Gerber says, setting my birthday tax, and just want to say thanks for all the stellar content and entertainment this year. Happy birthday, OMG. Here we go. Mr. Straight Fire's back, but this isn't even responding to us yet. It was some, by the way, I'm not a dev. I messed with Unity for 2 months making a game for my kid. There's a discussion to be had about generative AI removing financial barriers.
But you can still, learn pixel art. You can do something very basic. Does your kid need to have some type of 3D animated thing? Like, I don't know. Like, it just does not feel like it's something that you need to do.
And also, are you saying financial barrier, but in reality, deep down, you might know it's more so of like a time thing? And if it's a time thing that you're more concerned about, it's like, if you're not willing to commit yourself to that time of learning these skills, like Roger was saying, like, is this something you actually really want to do and be creative with? Also,
really quick, like, when it comes to, if you don't have the skills for art, there's a lot of great packs of artists who have created packs for game development that are out there that you can give them money, 20, 30, 50 bucks, and it has hundreds of assets right there that you can use for your own personal project. So, and they want you to use that. That's made by humans out there. So there's alternatives than just typing in something into Gen AI that you can support artists out there that you don't need to kind of work through Fiverr.
Also, Christoph says something great in the chat. Play Dreams. There's a game called Dreams where you can also just do all this stuff as well that like kind of teaches you a lot of things, and you can make your own little game for your child in a game that you can pay for and, not use AI.
Nerd 901 Nick super chat and says, Raj,
Hey.
I went to New York City for the first time last week. It was amazing, and I had a great bagel.
Hell yeah. Hell
Bagels
yeah.
are-
You get a bacon, egg, and cheese? What's up? You just got a regular bagel. That's cool. You get a schmear? Tell me about it.
Professor Cat 99 gets the final super chat. Says, hey guys, my production team at Shrug Productions just won Best Actor for Wyatt Unger's performance in Over My Dead Body.
Hey, congratulations.
Now, just playing devil's advocate, did you think about replacing him with generative AI?
Yeah, it's a great
You know what I
call.
mean? You could have a talking peanut fucking in there doing the thing.
Talking peanut?
If I was going to do a show, I'd do it with talking peanuts. They seem hot right now.
Okay, I like that.
Everybody missed it. You remember Baby Nut?
Oh, I think about Baby Nut all the time,
I'm
bro.
sure you do.
It was with Wesley Snipes, right? Wesley Snipes killed the planters.
Was he the one who killed him?
Yeah.
I thought he like drove off a cliff.
Well,
or
yeah,
something in
with
Super Bowl.
Wesley Snipes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We forget about Wesley Snipes, what he played in the death of the planters peanut.
We go into your wrongs. Remember, if we get something wrong, kindoffunny.com/your wrong. Tell us what we screw up if you screwed up. The user with Kojima's Silent Hills writes in and says, Roger said Silent Hill F was developed by a team based in Japan, but the developer, Neobars Entertainment, is actually based in Taiwan and China.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There you go.
My bad.
And then Kebabs writes in and says, breaking Wii news, Trombone Champ is getting official DLC, adding songs from Undertale and Deltarune.
Remember
That's cool.
Trombone Champ?
I do remember that. That was a fun one. And that, ladies, gentlemen, and NBs, is the end of Kinda Funny Games Daily. But the live programming is far from done here on Kinda Funny. We're going to roll into the Gamescast to give you our last updates on Game of the Year before we go to holiday break, play a bunch of games, and come back and vote in our top 10. After that, like I said, it's going to be in review Avatar, because God forbid they stop making those. Then me and Mike are racing in the Outer Worlds 2 in a sponsored 5-hour energy stream. And then after that, Jack Patillo plays The Last Caretaker with Michael Howard. But for now, this is the end of this show. Remember, Kinda Funny Games Daily is here each and every weekday to run you through the nerdy news you need to know about live. Twitch.tv/KindaFunnyGames, YouTube.com/KindaFunnyGames, podcast services around the globe. Pick up the membership, Patreon, YouTube, Apple, Spotify. Keep the lights and mics on. But for now, until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.